Before we go in, it's 12 mil valuation, 6.47 equity they're looking to raise. Got a target of 650, and they've already raised 830k with 6 days remaining as of the 15th of June 2022. And I'm going to play this video. Like I said, I will stop it if I've got some insights or opinions. Just hide that bit there. Okay.
We're on a mission to help the 1 in 3 people suffering globally from chronic illness to take control of their health. By combining the fields of integrative medicine with technology, we're making the journey to better health more accessible, affordable, and...
Let's have a look at this. So this is interesting. So they give you kind of access to your own health data. I think this is great. I've used 23andMe, which is similar, but it gives you access to your own genetic information. And I think that a lot of people are crying out for this. I think that GPs, hospitals, and the medical services are overwhelmed with the inability to cope with the demand of chronic illness, of gut conditions, of mental health. The list goes on and on. It looks like you get your tests in here, recommendations, there's a dashboard, there's food recommendations and resources, and even meal plans, so it looks good.
And effective for all. In 2019, we launched our industry-first direct-to-consumer service focused initially on the 12 million people in the UK suffering with chronic gut issues. We offer advanced home gut testing with evidence-based, personalised health plans for the same price as a test.
It's amazing. I mean, personalized medicine is the future. I don't know why we've waited this long for something like this to come about. I've been talking about it with friends and family for at least 10 years. I can't believe that we don't have individualized health plans where people would look at the microbiome, the gut, your own blood, your own genetics, and I think this is fantastic.
As well as being featured on Channel 4 and the BBC, we've already helped over 8,000 customers. We achieved over 240k of monthly revenue in March, and we've made...
So out of interest, they've reached 8,000 out of their 12 million, if you like, market size for the UK, 240k monthly recurring revenue, 3.8 gross revenue.
3.8 million today. We've grown over...
Let's just look at that. Okay,
we've made over 3.8...
So if they've got 240 monthly recurring, then that's about 3 million a year. So they've made 3.8 million to date, but their monthly recurring revenue is annualized at nearly 3 mil. So they're obviously growing. A lot of their growth will be to come. If that makes sense.
Million to date. We've grown over 500% since 2019.
Yeah. So if they didn't have that revenue in 2019, it looks like they're growing massively. And if you annualize that, if they made 3.8 to date, yet they're making 3 mil a year, they're going to be growing pretty quickly.
And it's time to start scaling the company internationally and accelerate both our consumer and B2B product roadmaps.
After 4 years of living on prescription pain,
that's quite important. So it looks like they make sales from B2B as well as B2C.
For chronic back pain, and then laxatives to deal with the side effects of my medication, I turned to a private integrated medicine clinic to see if there was another solution. This approach of looking for the root cause of my symptoms meant that after 12 months, I was off the medications and making progress towards a healthier and far happier life.
This is amazing. This is kind of what I was looking for in 2019, where I had some kind of gut condition which really destabilized me incredibly for at least 3 months, and they never got to the root of it. I had all sorts of tests and probably a similar experience to the founders' experience, and I went on a hardcore diet, stripping out everything. Eventually, the pain went away, but I still, to date, don't know what it was. So I think this app is very timely. I'm sure millions of people have probably been through the same experience.
This experience, I realized that integrated medicine and its focus on looking at the individual through multiple lenses, like the microbiome, diet, stress, sleep, and more, offered a much better approach than conventional medicine.
And I agree. I think it is the logical way to do things because, you know, all these things impact each other. They're not siloed as they are potentially like in the NHS and other medical systems. Yeah.
There was a downside. My experience was expensive, reliant on practitioners, and everything was paper-based.
And that is very frustrating, especially for young people. You know, if you work in tech or you're used to having, you know, working with technology or ordering things quickly, millennials, Gen X, Gen Y, even my mom she's on WhatsApp. She uses things. She expects things quickly and to have everything paper-based and slow and you move house and all your records are lost for months and months. I think this app would give the power back to the individual, which I think is right. You should own your own data. You should know what's going wrong and how you can fix yourself. So it's very empowering.
I saw a need to bring technical innovation and accessibility to this experience so that everybody could be able to better understand what's going on inside their bodies and, more importantly, what to do about it.
Yeah.
And that's why we started
Amazing.
HealthPath.
Makes sense.
We make
Complete
integrated
sense.
medicine easy to access for everyone. Our unique algorithms turn complex test results into easy-to-read reports. We combine that with our practitioners' expertise.
To have like an experience officer is a really good thing as well, because it means they're putting customer experience at the heart of the app, which is what every app should be doing, but not every app does. And I think that's really important. That's a really good thing they've got in place.
To help customers understand what the results mean, and most importantly,
let's look at this. So they've got a food map diet, what things to include, and I guess that's exclude, reintroduce things. So you get your own plan, which looks great.
what to do about them with our evidence-based
4 to 6 weeks transitioning for a healthy. I'm sure this will all be personalized, so it's maybe not relevant for everyone. I just wanted to have a look at what they're showing. It looks like there's all sorts of detail, which is good.
health plans with food, supplements, and lifestyle advice tailored to the individual. This streamlines the process for both a customer and a practitioner, with a health plan taking just around 30 minutes instead of several hours.
Or several weeks or months if you have to book, consultants or whatnot. There can be waiting lists. So if this breaks down that, then that would be good as well.
Giving our customers the advice they need to create better health in the long term.
I feel that it's put me on a path to healing. I really feel so much better and so much more in control of the way my health is and the way I'm healing, actually.
And that makes complete sense. I think it would. Stick with me. We're going to watch the rest of this video, and then we're going to go into the pitch deck analysis straight after.
It's actually been probably pretty much of a lifesaver to me.
I'd really recommend HealthPath because they're the first people who have given me practical, useful information. They haven't just said, "Oh, take this pill and it's going to immediately fix your problems." They were very honest with me from the outset that this is a journey that you're about to begin. I finally now know.
I think that's really pertinent, really relevant, strikes a chord with me because my body is ultra sensitive to all sorts of inputs, pretty much any input, light, sound, as well as medication. And when a doctor says take X pill, take Y amount, it never works for me. So I think that they've got a kind of multi-pronged approach, and they're with you for the whole journey rather than just kind of trying to shove you off and say, there's your plan, take it, and then no contact after that. I mean, my initial impressions of this are quite positive.
Know exactly what it is that's been causing these issues, and most importantly, I know how to fix it.
After seeing success with our customer product, we leveraged our technology and our ever-growing marketplace of advanced tests and supplements to create HealthPath Pro, the only end-to-end platform in the market for practitioners.
So that's their B2B solution. I assume they'd make most of their revenue from that.
Software saves them.
Features marketplace, functional medicine just got easier. We help practitioners save time, learn more, get results, and earn more. So maybe there's some kind of revenue share model with practitioners.
Hours of time.
Great protocols and minutes, test results translated to information, impress clients with a great experience. So they're probably even upselling it. So maybe a practitioner can say, this is the platform. Maybe you want to consider that, and I can help you. I can help you to help yourself if you subscribe to. So that could be interesting as well. I don't know if that's something they do already or.
And gives their clients
CPD education, so as a use case for practitioners to increase their learning as well.
For all their needs.
I love that it's a one-stop shop for everything you could possibly need.
So this is on the other side, the practitioner side. So they're building their own marketplace as well. It's not just insight for the individual. It's also insight for the practitioners.
As a nutritional therapist, So it's run by practitioners for practitioners. They've thought of everything from supplements, recipes, meal plans, functional tests, blood tests, everything's there. And the best thing of all, it's completely free of charge.
So I don't know, when she says free, I guess it's free from the individual perspective or free from the, I'm not sure. Maybe they'll say more in the pitch deck, which we'll look at in a moment.
HealthPath Pro has been growing fast. We've already hit £45,000 in monthly recurring revenue.
Okay, so if it's 45 from the B2B side, and it's roughly 200 left, what would be interesting to find out, is that from the B2C side, or is that advertising? But I'm sure they'll break it down either later on this video or in pitch deck.
In March, and we have over 1,000.
They've got 1,000 registered practitioners, and they've got 8,000 registered users. So it's 1 to 8. So presumably practitioners will be able to recommend more people, and there'll probably be word of mouth as well, growth.
1,000 practitioners registered on the platform.
I don't know if they're doing a kind of refer a patient scheme, but I think that would be very helpful probably for everybody.
We are a team of entrepreneurs, clinicians, practitioners and technologists that have been through our own health journey.
Probably do refer a patient, actually. If refer a friend if you're the individual, and you could be refer a patient if you're a practitioner. Sorry, my marketing mind is turned on at the moment. Anyway, let's listen to Sarah.
This makes us all the more ambitious to combine both our personal experience and professional knowledge to help people suffering with chronic illnesses.
I love that package as well. Like, you get it in the post, I assume, and it looks like a good experience. And I think I'm probably tipping my cap, nodding my head to the experienced person there, because, you know, if you're paying for something, I don't know if it's paid for or not, but either way, that customer experience looks great. You're going to open that up. You're going to feel good about yourself. And I did have a similar experience with 23andMe. And I think, you know, that kind of nice, good quality experience from what you get in the post to what you get in the app, I think is really good from a B2C perspective.
With half of UK adults potentially living with a chronic health condition, there is a lot of people that need support.
And how are we going to do this? Well, we're raising to help us accelerate the growth of our consumer and B2B products and start to scale internationally. And as we grow, we'll create a powerful global network of customers, tests, supplements, practitioners, and data.
I think it's great. I think it would scale very well everywhere. In terms, it'd be interesting to see in their deck where they're looking to target first. I know that typically the lowest cost per click in the world are in typically LATAM, APAC areas. I wonder how it would spread. You know, if there's a lot of word of mouth, maybe populous areas. I don't know if they're thinking about language as a variable, because to translate things is more expensive. So if they're going English, then they're probably looking at. I'm sure we'll dive into that into the deck, but I'm quite interested to see what their GTM, their go-to-market plans are for launching and scaling internationally.
We'll also scale our offering by moving into other conditions we can support, such as hormonal health, as well as expanding our marketing channels, building our SEO strategy, and opening up partnerships with private insurance companies.
So they're going to get referrals from insurance companies, SEO, expand marketing channels. I'd like to know about that. Obviously, that's my gig.
NHS. This will allow us to reach more people and change more lives for the better.
Join us in our mission to help billions of people globally to take charge of their health and make smart, sustainable changes to their lifestyle.
Very nice. Looks like a nice team. They look knowledgeable. And looks like a great business. Okay, so now I'm going to just quickly look at their page, and then we're going to dive into the deck. Just in case I've missed anything, conventional medicine's focus, blah blah blah. But they want to take it 360. Makes sense. Richard had the story of his back pain, gut health. That's what they're starting with. Root causes, makes sense. Okay, so you have a platform providing 40 advanced tests, goods, 13,000 supplements, and client management tools. That's a little bit confusing, but maybe they'll let us know in the deck. Does that mean, I guess, probably more on the supplement side rather than the tools? Maybe there's some more tools, and there's loads of supplements you can get. Revenue's grown 600%. I think it said 500% in the deck, so there's a bit of a discrepancy there. But either way, 240 monthly revenue for March. If it's annualized, and if they get that, that's nearly 3 million a year, I believe. Just shy of 3 million a year. So they're doing very well in 2022. I don't know if there's any seasonality or cyclicality or any other things that happen, but I don't know. I'll be interested to find out if they have any bumps, either up or down in revenue, or if they can baseline. I guess health is probably not related too much to seasons and cycles, but anyway, they've got 8,000 customers or 8,000 plus customers at the moment. To scale their subscription model, develop the practitioner service, and grow internationally. So this is really up my street. I do go-to-market strategy and marketing at the moment for Meta, for WhatsApp for Business, actually. Anyway, enough about me. Let's look at their deck. It's the fun part. Okay, let's go into present mode. A new healthcare platform for unresolved chronic symptoms. One of the world's biggest problems. Yes, I can believe that. 57% growth of chronic disease, 47 trillion global cost of it, 18 billion annual economic burden of gut health in the UK, 83 billion of annual economic burden, blah, blah, blah. This is the size of the problem. It's huge. It's a huge problem. I have some of these symptoms: acid reflux, eczema. I know how it is. It's terrible. I would love to know more about how I can solve some of these problems. In fact, my grandfather died from throat cancer, likely caused by acid reflux. I'm trying to avoid the same fate. Integrative. I think that's how you say it. Medicine solves the root cause of chronic symptoms. Yes, I imagine it would. Yes, lifestyle, diet, biochemistry, gut health, hormones, sleep, environment. Yeah, I agree. 1-to-1 model is a tipping point. 1 million practitioners globally, very high costs, hourly rates $350 an hour. Yeah, I agree. It's not scalable. It's not a good way of doing it, and software solves that. They're saying that technology and services are fragmented. Yeah, they are. Advanced tests only available through a really old school system of referrals, and then you get referred and you're on waiting lists forever. There's no economies of scale at the moment for that kind of system, and it's a horrible user experience. So this would hopefully improve that, and it looks like it does. So they've got two sides: they're a marketplace. They've got the consumer angle, and then they've got the practitioner angle. All looks very nice. They've got like almost like a screenshot here. It looks awesome. Rapid growth on a bootstrap budget. This is what I'm saying. Okay, so this is gross revenue. It's growing. It's the first time they've surpassed 200K, but it's floating. If we think about March 2021, it's floating around 150K for almost every month of that year. Was above 150 apart from December. So maybe this is a new trend, and we're at maybe 200 across the board. So that would be about 2.4 million if they are able to hit a monthly run rate of 200K. So they're doing well. Very well. They've got a good team, it looks like. So they launched an FX payment platform in a regulated market. I used to work in FX. That's interesting. They exited for 114 million. That's very good. And they've got a bunch of other people: Sarah, clinical leads, Alex, I can't believe I can't say that. Integrative, I think. Medicine and a co-founder, is he? Or postgrad lecturer and podcaster. Dharmesh, CEO, like a CTO, COO and CTO combined. Okay, good. Forward partners. Head of experience. I think that's awesome that they've got somebody for head of experience. Matt's head of healthcare pro. That's the other angle. Ex-head of marketing for BT. That's good. Head of product as well. It all sounds very good. Qualified nutritionist. That's good. Consumer, focus on long-term gut symptoms. There's tons of this in the UK, IBS, and all sorts of different diseases that, like, there's millions and millions of people problems in that area. They've got intelligent system. They've got AI supported interpretation of the results, which is scalable, which is good. Science-backed meal plans, which is good. Ongoing health support, expert guidance and education. Personalized supplement recommendations. I wonder if they have like a call a doctor function where they charge I don't know, 10 quid or something to speak to somebody, or 20 quid. Customers are succeeding with health plan. So they've got some customer results here. I'm not going to read it. So I've seen adverts for Noom, actually. Also, the Saudi Arabia are doing something called Noom in there. That's their city they want to launch in Saudi. 1 second. I'm going to just turn off my phone because it's buzzing. Apologies, folks. Stick with me. So what have we got here? Pure software Viome, which is biome testing. 1 second, I'll just turn this off. Apologies. They've got microbiome testing with Viome Zoe. I've not heard of. That looks like something similar. Maybe that's to do with diabetes, maybe weight loss, diabetes, possibly. I don't know these companies, but HealthPath look like they don't have many competitors. I don't know if they do any more competitor analysis, but they do look quite unique. I've never heard of anything like them. Lifetime value is 620. Cost of acquiring a customer. They've got cost of acquiring a customer £70. I'm not quite sure why that's in the same stack. But anyway, cost of goods sold. Oh, this is all the stack. This is the cost. This is the cost of the lifetime value, I guess. Cost of goods sold 280, fulfillment 10, practitioner costs, I guess. Not sure what CM2 is. Oh, that's the gross margin. Okay. So the gross margin of 295 out of 620. That's very good. Almost 50%. Cost of acquiring a customer. I guess this is the marketing. This is the sources. 4x lifetime value versus cost of a customer. 140, 280. That's right. Yeah. If it's 70 and 290, it's more than 4x. Whatever it is, 4.2x or something. Anyway, so this is what I'm saying before. Actually, private GPs are a referral path. Health insurers are a referral path. Pay Google. This is my world. Pay Google, organic search, social, other. They should be looking at paid social. I think would work well. Remarketing would work well. There'll be loads of things that work well. They've got a guy in marketing anyway, but I think it's fantastic. I think it's going to grow like wildfire. It's probably not the right metaphor, but anyway, it's going to grow very quickly. This is the pro version. So they have a free version, which looks good. They've got over 10,000 people on it. I know, so 10,000 supplements. This is that 13,000 thing. So 10,000 supplements, I guess, 3,000 tools? I'm not sure. But anyway, it all looks very good. They've got a white label solution. So I guess they sell that as a service for practitioners to show end consumers, I would imagine. Client support, professional training courses for CPD. That's good. So what I'm a little bit confused about is they've got a pro thing and they're saying everything's free here. So where? So here we go. Paid practice management. We make it easier for practitioners to run their business more effectively. So maybe that's like a cost management system, or that's kind of interesting. Leads will help practitioners to help grow their business. So maybe there'll be like a referral solution where people can that would make sense, right? If you load your data and it says you need to speak to a professional nutritionist, then the nutritionist can maybe buy the lead or something. A bit like there are companies like Bark where you can buy leads, or I don't know, maybe they have an advertising model where they can advertise, or I'm not sure how that works. Whoops! Whoa! That's really interesting. Okay, so these are so maybe they're charging then? No, they're getting revenue from pros. This is a little bit confusing because they're saying it's coming soon. Anyway, they're doing well. It's just I'm not sure I've got to the root of the revenue just yet. Average revenue per user is £900. 12-month lifetime value is nearly 6K. Conversion rates revenue is that 50%. We have a comprehensive roadmap to increase the value of the platform. Okay. I think a breakdown of the revenue would be really, really helpful because I'm not finding it at the moment. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm doing this incredibly quickly. Here's some other competitors. This is on the marketplace side, on the pro end. Rupa Health, Fullscript, Swan Doula, Practice Better. I don't know. I haven't heard of any of those, but what would be useful to see would be their user numbers. How many users does Rupa Health have? How many users does Fullscript have? that would be a really good extra line in here. So anyway, let's look at tests. There you want HealthPath Pro and Rupa Health do that, but no others do it. Supplements, HealthPath Pro do it, but no one else apart from Full Scripts. Meal plans, only HealthPath Pro. Practice management, well, that's a self-defined thing, but I guess it'd be good to have maybe some reviews on that. But if they say it's great, it does look great, to be honest. I'll assume that's correct. Client resources, they've got practitioner resource support, they've got referrals, that's that kind of lead element. They're in the UK, so this is their go-to-market. They want to go to the EU and then US. I'm not sure that's going to be the best model for them, to be honest, because, well, software as a service is cheap to launch anywhere, because it's all software. It's really the marketing they'll need to pay for mostly, which is my world. And what I do and what we do at Meta is we break down things in terms of language and cost to go to market, and kind of if their whole platform needs to be translated, then the EU has tons of languages. So you want to consider that. Like if you're going with English, then maybe the US is a better route. Or if you're going to go with one language in the EU, like Spanish, then you can go to Spain, and then you can go to Latin America, or you can go to Portuguese and go Portugal and Brazil. But maybe Spanish and Latin America might work better. I don't know. Or if they're doing it based on population size, then there's lots of big populations around the world. Nigeria speak English. There's a lot of people there. They're going to be the largest population in Africa within 5 or 10 years, and one of the biggest populations in the world. Obviously, India as well. They speak English as well, amongst other languages. So I think it'd be good to find out a bit more about their scale-up plans, because they say rest of world, yes, but yeah, a bit more detail would be good on that. Maybe they're going to talk about it as well. Consumer and pro work together to create a powerful global network. That makes sense. You got customers, tests. They unlock more conditions, which unlock more clients, practitioners, and partners. More supplements open the door to our own HealthPath range with low risk data. Unlocks probably everything. HealthPath Pro increases the conditions and complexities we can support, which gets more practitioners. A network and technology unlocks access to insurance and larger medical clinics. And there's a referral model, and the user gets more information about their health, and over time I would assume their health improves as well. So I think it's great. We monetize all aspects. Here we go. This is the revenue breakdown. Supplements, £50 to £200 spent over initial 12 weeks. 33% margins today, 40 to 70% at scale. My God, that's pharma margins. That's amazing. Pharmaceutical margins. These guys could be very profitable. Support programs, £30 to £65 a month. That's quite a lot, actually. I think if as they're going to be quite profitable, I wouldn't want that to be a drag on customer acquisition. I think that could be something to look at. I mean, if you start charging £60 a month, as well as all these other things for tests and things. Yes, people care about their health. Yes, they want to spend money on their health. But if you want to be seen as a consumer-friendly brand globally, you want to look at that pricing, I think. I don't know. I mean, it's something to consider, maybe. Pro, software as a service, freemium model, and then paid software as a service, marketplace for tests, etc. Subscription, actually recurring high LTVs, consultations, 35% margin. That's good. And there's repeat purchase, there's tests. I think it's really very strong. Pro and consumer are set to drive exponential growth. I believe this. It's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is their net income, and what I guess red is revenue, I assume. So I can believe this because they'll probably get to, with this investment, they may get to 5-6 million, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're still losing money then. This getting from whatever it is, 6 to 22, there's probably going to be another raise here, I'd imagine. To get to that, you're not going to do that from word of mouth. I think there'd be another raise between 2023 and 2024 would be my assumption. And then they may be able to go organic and not organic, but self-sustainable with their own revenue funding marketing from 2024 to 2025. Net income, what is that? Be good if they actually labeled this, because it's quite hard to see. I guess that's like 7 million out of 44. It's not quite the same as what they were saying with some of these percentages earlier, but still very good. I mean, that's about 50% of, I believe, and here's obviously not, but they're obviously scaling and ramping, so they're going to be spending loads of money on marketing and team and support and whatnot. So that's understandable. But if they did hit this, what would they be worth? Let's say it's 7 million for 2025 at 20x that, it's 140 million. If they're growing at this rate, it could be 30x, which is 210 million. If they can achieve it, obviously the big question is if. Phase 1, they're going to be doing gut health in the UK. Phase 2, the pro launch of that pro things. So they've got the funding at the bottom at the moment. They're bootstrapped and angel invested very well. You know, they might reach 2 to 3 million in revenue this year. Scale in the UK, definitely think they can do that. They might even want to consider like buying strategic TV ads or video on demand ads, and probably YouTube advertising would be like incredibly cheap. You can get it for 1p a view. So targeting kind of everybody in the UK, you wouldn't need to spend that much money. So I think they should be looking at YouTube ads potentially. Launch internationally, launch subscription, expand to more areas, hormonal health, probably diabetes and all sorts of other things. Phase 4, leveraging data, going internationally. So this is good. They're looking at it from a Series A perspective. They may raise, I don't know, 3 to 10 million for this international expansion, which is good. Phase 5, clinically approved regulatory medical device as an AI-empowered app partnership. I mean, don't think we need to be concerned with kind of 5 for now, but I think 3 and 4, like here, phase 3 and 4 are going to be really important. Really important, I would say. Model is proven in the UK. We're ready to scale. They're raising 400k. They've already raised 850, I believe. Create 2 squads around consumer and pro, launch consumer subscription model, scale consumers in the UK, expand and grow channels across SEO. SEM is search engine marketing, which is paid search, Google and Bing or Google and Microsoft. Social, I guess that would include paid social. CRM, which is customer relationship management, or it's basically your database. So Salesforce might be theirs potentially. Complete pro practice management features. That's the pro ends on the other side of the marketplace. Introduce referral consultation commissions, what I talked about earlier. That makes complete sense. Scale a pro sales engine. I guess that's like referrals and selling leads and buying leads and blah, blah, blah. Make key hires of a CMO and CTO. Cool. So it's good that they've got a bit for paid media. I think they're going to need that. I'm not quite sure what HP Pro stands for. Ops and CS, is that? I'm not even sure what all these stands for, to be honest. Management, content, products. I think this looks like accurate, to be honest. The paid marketing they have to be judicious with how they spend that, because you can bink a lot of budget poorly if you don't know what you're doing. So hopefully they've got good people. I'm sure they have. The vision by harnessing the power of science, technology, and education and community. Every person in the world with chronic symptoms will have a path to better health. That sounds good. Okay, that's everything, and you can contact them there. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and tell you what I think. I like this business. I've had direct experience with these kinds of experiences where you're running rounds and you're considering private medicine, and that's expensive, or you're going to hospital and you have ridiculous waiting times, can be months. You're waiting for referrals. Even getting a doctor's appointment could be a nightmare. What about the business? I like the marketplace aspects. Practitioners are obviously happy about it. They're using data sensibly. They've thought about customer experience from the start. They're thinking about scale. If they can hit their 7 million, roughly 7 million, the data wasn't detailed, but if it looked about 7 million for 2025, which in 3 years, they might be valued at between 140 and 210 on quite a conservative valuation, to be honest, if they grow at that kind of rate, which would be a 20x return in that kind of roughly 3-year period. If they can hit those targets. Now, what are the variables which I think could make them or break them. I think customer experience throughout their product is important. I think management of the advice has to be spot on. I guess it will be. Medicine, I would imagine, is pretty scalable because it's quantitative. It's if you have these kinds of problems, there's only a subset of options and advice one can give, which is very scalable. There might only be, I don't know, tens of thousands of health paths for conditions, but there's millions and millions, billions of people that this would be relevant for. So it's quite nice because it's got that kind of element where it's incredibly operating leverage from a business perspective, but scalability from a marketing perspective, and from a product perspective, there's limitations. It's not infinite, is what I'm saying. Especially if they're focusing on gut health, which is kind of zeroing in. So I think that's very positive. If they're starting with a freemium model, I expect this to spread like wildfire, or grow exponentially. I don't see why it wouldn't. It seems very good. Again, I have limited investable funds, so I need to think about how I invest. But if I were in a position to be able to invest, I probably would. I may still. There's only a few days left of this raise. But judging from their deck, they're looking to raise here, and then there might be another round with seed, and then they're going to go into Series A. I hope that they mirror it and they have it on the platforms, whether it's Crowdcube or Seeders or another platform that investors can invest in, so that we can all participate before the big boys VC get involved. But yeah, overall, I think it's very good, and they're already making money, so I don't think it's quite asymmetric risk. I don't think there's much risk of it not doing well. They would have to make some glaring, pretty catastrophic errors for it to go wrong. I think they've got a good, it looks to me at this initial glance, they've got a good product, good service, they've thought it through, they've got good customer referrals, it's free for consumers, it's adding value for practitioners. So why wouldn't it do well? It's like if Uber is going to work on a very small scale in the United States and California, it's going to work in New York and it's going to work in London, and hey presto, it's going to work everywhere. And this could be, this potentially could be one of those landmark startups. They will face competition. They have to be careful about that, specifically in a couple of years from now, especially if they start to do well. So they'll know about that, but there'll probably be room for a number of these because of the large populations of India, of the US, of China, of just Europe in general, of Latin America. There may be a number of players that come into the market for this, and it may also be fragmentation within specific disease use cases. So I think there's already been some medical technology platforms for diabetes, for example, and a few others. But overall, I think this is for chronic conditions, for gut health, and as a holistic health advice type app. I think this sounds very, very good. I haven't got it. I might consider downloading it and using it. If you're watching this video, I consider doing the same. Let me know in the comments what you think of the app. If you've invested, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't invested and you're not going to invest, let me know why. If you're part of the management team, I'd love to hear your feedback as well. I'm going to leave it there. It's nearly a 40-minute video, so it's a long one. I hope you've had the chance to watch it all. If you have, well done. The more knowledge you have, generally in life, the better one does, I believe. And I hopefully am giving useful knowledge. Remember that knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge. And of course, progress is everything. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next upcoming video. Take care.